Welcome to Old Chiller Coin, your go-to destination for everything coin-related. Today, we're diving deep into the realm of numismatics to unveil the top 10 most valuable quarter dollars from the legendary year of 1969. Join us as we journey through history, exploring the stories and values behind these rare treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious enthusiast, get ready to be amazed by the wealth of knowledge we're about to uncover. Let's embark on this exciting adventure together. The 1984 P quarter, minted in Philadelphia, is a standard issue in the Washington Quarter series, featuring the profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle design on the reverse. As with other quarters of its era, the 1984 P quarter was produced in large quantities for circulation purposes. In terms of historical significance, the year 1984 doesn't have any specific events tied to the production of quarters. However, it's worth noting that during this time, the United States was experiencing relative economic stability and growth following the recession of the early 1980s. The mintages of coins like the 1984 P quarter were likely influenced by the demand for circulating coinage, but there are no significant historical events directly associated with this particular coin. In terms of value, circulated 1984 P quarters typically trade at or near their face value of 25 cents. These coins are considered common and are readily available in circulation. However, collectors may be interested in acquiring uncirculated examples or coins with specific characteristics, such as errors or varieties. Uncirculated 1984 P quarters may command a slight premium over their face value, particularly if they exhibit strong luster and minimal wear. Collectors often seek out coins in high grades for their collections, and coins with unique attributes can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. Factors such as rarity, condition, and collector demand play significant roles in determining the value of a 1984 P quarter. Coins that are well preserved and free from damage or imperfections are generally more desirable to collectors. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can provide authentication and grading services for coins, which can enhance their marketability and value. Additionally, consulting numismatic resources, price guides, and engaging with coin dealers and collectors can provide insights into the current market value of a specific coin. In summary, the 1984 P quarter is a common issue in the Washington Quarter series, and its value. The 1985 D quarter, struck at the Denver Mint, is a standard issue in the Washington Quarter series. It bears the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle design on the reverse, typical of quarters minted during this period. In terms of historical context, the year 1985 saw no significant events directly related to the production of quarters. However, it's worth noting that during this time, the United States was in a period of relative economic stability and growth, which likely influenced the demand for circulating coinage, including quarters. Regarding its value, circulated 1985 D quarters typically trade at or near their face value of 25 cents. As with many coins produced for circulation, their numismatic value is tied more to their condition and rarity rather than any specific historical significance. However, collectors may be interested in acquiring uncirculated examples or coins with specific characteristics, such as errors or varieties. Uncirculated 1985 D quarters may command a slight premium over their face value, especially if they exhibit strong luster and minimal wear. Collectors often seek out coins in high grades for their collections, and coins with unique attributes can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. The 1983 D quarter, struck at the Denver Mint, is a standard issue in the Washington Quarter series. Featuring the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle design on the reverse, these quarters were minted in large quantities for circulation purposes. Historically, the year 1983 doesn't hold any notable events specific to the production of quarters. However, it's worth noting that during this time, the United States was recovering from a recession that began in the early 1980s. Economic conditions and demand for circulating coinage could have influenced mintages, but there are no significant historical events directly tied to the production of the 1983 D quarter. In terms of value, circulated 1983 D quarters typically trade at or near their face value of 25 cents. Since they were produced in large numbers and are readily available in circulation, they are considered common coins. However, collectors may be interested in acquiring uncirculated examples or coins with specific characteristics, such as errors or varieties. Uncirculated 1983 D quarters may command a slight premium over their face value, especially if they exhibit strong luster and minimal wear. Collectors often seek out coins in high grades for their collections, and coins with unique attributes can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. The 1973 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, featuring the bust of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. It holds significance as a common circulating coin and a piece of American numismatic heritage. By 1973, the United States Mint had fully transitioned from using silver in its coinage to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This transition began in 1965 as a response to rising silver prices and continued throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s. The early 1970s were marked by economic uncertainty, including the end of the Bretton Woods system in 1971 and the subsequent transition to a system of fiat currencies. Additionally, the period saw significant cultural shifts, which influenced various aspects of society, including coinage. The obverse of the 1973 quarter features the familiar left-facing bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The inscription, Liberty, appears above Washington's head, with, In God We Trust, to the right and the date, 1973, below. On the reverse side, the quarter showcases a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch. The eagle is positioned above a banner with the inscription, E Pluribus Unum, while the words, United States of America, and, quarter dollar, encircle it. Like other quarters minted from 1965 onwards, the 1973 quarter is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition gives the coin its distinctity. The Philadelphia Mint typically produced the majority of circulating quarters each year, including those from 1973. Mintage figures for this mint location often exceeded those of the Denver Mint and San Francisco Mint. While the Denver and San Francisco mints also contributed to the production of 1973 quarters, their combined mintages were generally lower than those of the Philadelphia Mint. Quarters from these mints may bear mint marks, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, located on the reverse side, below the wreath. In circulated condition, 1973 quarters are common and typically do not carry significant numismatic value beyond their face value of 25 cents. However, they remain popular among collectors seeking to complete sets or acquire representative examples of Washington quarters. Uncirculated examples of the 1973 quarter, particularly those in mint state, MS, grades, may command a modest premium among collectors. Coins with full luster and minimal surface imperfections are desirable for collectors assembling high-quality sets, while no major varieties or errors are widely known to exist for the 1973 quarter. Collectors may still be interested in minor die variations or anomalies that could add interest to their collections. Varieties such as double dies or repunched mint marks are always of interest to numismatists. As with all collectible coins, the value of a 1973 quarter can vary based on its condition, rarity, and demand. Professional grading and authentication services can help determine the precise grade and authenticity of a coin, influencing its market value. The 1973 quarter stands as a representation of America's continued transition to clad coinage and serves as a tangible piece of the nation's history. While common in circulation, well-preserved examples hold value to collectors interested in completing sets or exploring the rich heritage of American numismatics. The quarter dollar is a specific issue of the Washington Quarter series, minted at the Denver Mint in 1972. It shares the same design as other quarters from that year, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, its mint mark distinguishes it as a product of the Denver Mint. The early 1970s were characterized by economic instability and significant changes in the world of numismatics. The United States had transitioned from using silver in its coinage to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which began in 1965. Additionally, The era saw a growing interest in coin collecting as a hobby. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, played a crucial role in minting circulating coinage for the United States. Alongside the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco Mint, it contributed to meeting the nation's demand for coinage. The obverse of the 1972 D quarter features the standard bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. It includes the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1972. On the reverse side, the quarter displays a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch. The eagle is positioned above a banner with the inscription, E pluribus unum, while the words, United States of America, and quarter dollar, encircle it like other quarters minted in 1972. The 1972 D quarter is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition became standard for U.S. quarters starting in 1972. The Denver Mint produced a substantial number of quarters in 1972, including the 1972 D quarter. Mintage figures from the Denver Mint were typically lower than those from the Philadelphia Mint but higher than those from the San Francisco Mint. While the 1972 D quarter was intended for circulation, many examples entered the hands of collectors and enthusiasts over the years. The coin's availability in circulated condition makes it accessible to collectors of all levels. In circulated condition, the 1972 D quarter generally does not carry significant numismatic value beyond its face value of 25 cents. However, it remains popular among collectors seeking to complete sets or acquire representative examples of Washington quarters. Examples of the 1972 D quarter, particularly those in mint state, MS, grades, may command a modest premium among collectors. Coins with full luster and minimal surface imperfections are desirable for collectors assembling high-quality sets. Varieties or errors specific to the 1972 D quarter are not widely known. Collectors may still be interested in minor die variations or anomalies that could add interest to their collections. Varieties such as double dies or repunched mint marks are always of interest to numismatists. As with all collectible coins, the value of a 1972 D quarter can vary based on its condition, rarity, and demand. Professional grading and authentication services can help determine the precise grade and authenticity of a coin, influencing its market value. The 1972 D quarter holds significance as a product of the Denver Mint and as a part of America's transition to clad coinage. While common in circulation, well-preserved examples hold value to collectors interested in completing sets or exploring the rich heritage of American numismatics. The 1982 D quarter, minted in Denver, is another standard circulation issue in the Washington quarter series. Like its Philadelphia counterpart, the 1982 D quarter features George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle design on the reverse. In 1982, the United States Mint produced millions of these quarters, making them widely available in circulation. However, the 1982 D quarter has a unique historical significance due to a change in composition that occurred during its production year. Before 1982, quarters were typically composed of a 90% silver alloy. However, rising silver prices led the U.S. Mint to transition to a copper-nickel clad composition, which is still used today. This change resulted in two varieties of 1982 quarters, the no mint mark variety, minted in Philadelphia and composed of the copper-nickel clad alloy, and the D mint mark variety, minted in Denver and also composed of the same alloy. Despite the composition change, the 1982 D quarter doesn't carry a significant premium in circulated condition. However, collectors may be interested in acquiring high-grade examples or coins with specific characteristics, such as errors or varieties. In terms of value, circulated 1982 D quarters typically trade at or near their face value of 25 cents. Uncirculated examples or those in higher grades may command a small premium, especially if they exhibit strong luster and minimal wear. As with any coin, factors such as rarity, condition, and collector demand influence its value. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can provide authentication and grading services, which can enhance a coin's marketability and value. Additionally, consulting numismatic resources, price guides, and engaging with coin dealers and collectors can provide insights into the current market value of a specific coin. In summary, while the 1982 D quarter is a common issue in the Washington Quarter series, its historical significance lies in the transition to a copper-nickel-clad composition. While circulated examples generally trade at face value, collectors may seek out high-grade specimens or coins with unique attributes. Value of 1971 D Jefferson nickel. The 1971 D Jefferson nickel is what I would consider to be one of the best struck Jefferson nickels there was. This coin shows complete detail and all the steps. While it would be considered rare to find 6 full steps, it can be done. The 5 full steps can be found much more easily. The 1971 D 5 cents is part of a series of Jefferson nickel coins struck from 1938 present. Struck in Denver and designated as a business, MS, strike, this coin is made of 75% copper, 25% nickel from a mintage of 316,144,800 struck. Obverse, Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, facing left, with the motto "In God We Trust" on the left periphery, and Liberty year, on the right side. Mintmark, if any, is positioned just below the date. In 1966, the designer's initials of FS were added below the bust. Reverse, the Jefferson home is prominently centered with the name Monticello captioned below. The denomination 5 cents is spelled out in half circle underneath, and the words E pluribus unum and United States of America appear at the top and bottom periphery. The obverse text on the Jefferson nickel reads, "In God We Trust, Liberty, D, Denver Mint," and the reverse text reads, "E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, 5, United States of America." The obverse of the coin has a bust of President Thomas Jefferson facing the left, and the reverse depicts the full Monticello house built by Jefferson. Most Jefferson nickel 5-cent pieces are worth face value. However, some of the coins have silver content or are less common. These coins may be worth slightly more. Any local coin dealer will try to buy these coins for face value, but our experts will make you an offer based on current auction values. If your coin is a better date coin or a rare coin, then rest assured that we will offer you top dollar. Please feel free to contact one of our experts to have them take a look at your rare coin and determine its worth. We are rare coin dealers. The design of the 1971 nickel features the bust of Thomas Jefferson inspired by Jean-Antoine Houdon's artwork on the obverse side. Jefferson is facing the left side with the words, "In God We Trust," which arcs clockwise. The right side includes the inscription, Liberty 1971. On the reverse side, you'll find the Monticello Mansion's front view. Monticello means little mountain or mound. Jefferson himself designed the structure. On top of the Monticello, the U.S. motto is written, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Beneath the mansion are the words, 5 cents. Finally, you'll find that United States of America, below the 5 cents. The 1980 P5 cents is part of a series of Jefferson nickel coins struck from 1938 present. Struck in Philadelphia and designated as a business, MS, strike, this coin is made of 75% copper, 25% nickel from a mintage of 593,004,000 struck. Obverse, Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, facing left, with the motto In God We Trust on the left periphery, and Liberty year, on the right side. Mintmark, if any, is positioned just below the date. In 1966, the designer's initials of FS were added below the bust. Reverse, the Jefferson home is prominently centered with the name Monticello captioned below. The denomination 5 cents is spelled out in half circle underneath, and the words E pluribus unum and United States of America appear at the top and bottom periphery. The United States 5 cents coin, written as 5 cents, is a unit of currency equaling 1/20th of a United States dollar. The denomination is commonly known as a nickel. The Jefferson nickel has been the 5-cent coin, abbreviated as 5 cents, struck by the United States Mint since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. From 1938 until 2004, the copper-nickel coin's obverse featured a profile depiction of founding father and third U.S. President Thomas Jefferson by artist Felix Schlag. The obverse design used in 2005 was also in profile, though by Joe Fitzgerald. Since 2006, Jefferson's portrayal, newly designed by Jamie Franke, faces forward. The coin's reverse is still the Schlag original, although in 2004 and 2005 the piece bore commemorative designs. 5-cent coins issued in 1980 have now been circulating for 44 years. Mint mark total mintage Philadelphia Mint letter P593-004-000, 593.0 million, Denver Mint. The 1969 quarter with no mint mark is, in worn condition, a common piece that has a total mintage of 176,212,000. All the 1969 Washington quarters that did not feature mint marks were created in the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, the Mint did not place any mint marks on the quarters. Sculptor John Flanagan created the famous image of George Washington on the American quarter, which was inspired by a bust of Washington. His likeness was featured on the coin's obverse or the head side, and the heraldic eagle on its reverse or the tail side. Let's learn more about its specific varieties. The Washington quarter debuted in the year 1932 as a commemorative piece to mark the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. He was the famous Revolutionary War general who became the nation's first president. 1969 No mint. This specific coin stands among the 3 toughest and most popular pieces in the whole series to acquire a grade of MS67. In addition to being rare, these coins are usually found with errors like spots, toning, scratches, poor luster, badly scuffed surfaces, weak strikes, and more. Generally, higher-grade samples are challenging to acquire due to the condition and grade of a clad Washington quarter. The 1969 quarter with no mint mark is, in worn condition, a common piece that has a total mintage of 176,212,000. All the 1969 Washington quarters that production and rarity. The Denver Mint struck millions of quarters in 1970, but there was an oversight. In 1970, the Mint officially ceased the production of circulating quarters with the mint mark D for Denver, due to an abundance of coins in circulation. However, a few quarters were struck with the 1970 date and the D mint mark, likely due to leftover dies from the previous year. These quarters were not intended for circulation and were likely struck for inclusion in mint sets. However, they were mistakenly released into circulation, making them exceedingly rare compared to other quarters of that era. Rarity and value. The rarity of the 1970 D quarter has made it highly sought after by collectors. Its scarcity has driven up its value significantly, especially in uncirculated condition. While the exact number of 1970 D quarters in circulation is not known, it is estimated to be relatively low compared to other quarters from the same period. Collectors' interest. Coin collectors are fascinated by the story behind the 1970 D quarter. Its accidental release into circulation adds a layer of intrigue to its history. Collectors are always on the lookout for this elusive coin, and finding one in circulation or purchasing one is considered a noteworthy achievement. Market value. 1970 D Washington quarter value. A Washington quarter from 1970 in circulated condition is worth between 30 cents and 85 cents. However, on the open market 1970 D quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $1.10. The market value of the 1970 D quarter varies depending on its condition. Circulated examples may still fetch a premium due to their rarity, but uncirculated specimens command the highest prices. Auctions and coin shows are common venues for the buying and selling of these coins, with prices often reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars for well-preserved examples. Legal issues. There have been instances where individuals have attempted to pass off altered or counterfeit quarters as genuine 1970 D coins. This has led to legal battles and increased scrutiny surrounding the authentication and certification of these coins. Authentication. Authentication is crucial when dealing with high-value coins like the 1970 D quarter. Professional coin grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, employ experts who can verify the authenticity and grade of a coin. Conclusion. The 1970 D. Washington Quarter stands as a testament to the unpredictability of coin production and the allure of rarity in numismatics. Its accidental release into circulation has made it one of the most sought-after quarters among collectors, driving up its market value and adding an element of excitement to the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, the story of the 1970 D. Quarter is one that continues to captivate and intrigue.